Okay, this is lesson 3-4. This is video 4, our last one from this lesson, and it's word problems. So we're going to use elimination to solve some word problems. So let's look at our first word problem that we have here. So example 6 says, Ms. Schubert sells school supplies in the media center. She sells erasers for $2 per package and pencils for $5 per package. In August, she sold a total of 220 packages in all and made a total of $695. It asks us to write and solve a systems of equations to find the number of each type of package that was sold. So what we're going to do here is we've read through the problem. Now we want to go back and highlight the important information. So as I read through this, I think it's pretty important, if we're going to figure out how much money we get, that we know what each one was sold for. So erasers were sold for $2 per packet. So I'm going to highlight that. Pencils, that was $5 per package. That's going to be important. I think it's going to be important that she sold 220 packages and that she made a total of $695. Those are our important things that we have in this word problem that we have here. Now, the strategy, excuse me, one strategy in solving word problems, and it works, I'd say 75 to 80% of the time, is to go back and read the problem and see if you can pick out any totals. In this case, I'm seeing two different types of totals, so I'm going to write the word totals. And because when I write an equation, I like my answer, the equal to right here, I like it to be on the right-hand side. So I like to write my totals up underneath on the right-hand side. We're given a total of $695. So $695 is one of our totals. And that's money. So I'm going to write the word money right here so we keep that in mind. That's money. There's another total. We know the total amount of packages she sold was 220 packages. So I'm going to write the word packages there because that's going to keep me remembering what that 220 represents. So I don't have to go back and reread that whole few sentences again. So money. If we're going to get a total of $695, well, we had to add up money. Money goes with money. So where is our money here? We have one that says $2 per package, and that was for erasers. So you could use 2E for $2 per eraser, and that would represent how much money you get from erasers. Okay? Then, or you can use the X and the Y. If you use X and Y, which I'm going to use in this problem, you have to define which one is your erasers and which one is your pencils. So in this case, since I'm going to use X and Y, I'm going to say my erasers are my X values. So it's the number of erasers. So if I sell them for $2 a piece, then I would take 2X. That's how much money I get for erasers. And then I want to add to it how much money I get for pencils. So I'm going to let Y be my pencils. Of course, you could let P be pencils, but just for the fact that sometimes we need to graph these on a coordinate plane, I'm using the letters X and Y. So Y is the number of pencils. My general rule of thumb is whichever one comes first, I let be the X. Whichever one comes second, I let be the Y. So it was $5 per pack of pencils. So if I add how much I get from erasers, $2 per package of erasers, plus $5 per package for pencils, that should give me the total amount of money I earned. Money goes with money. Packages. Well, what kind of packages did she sell? She sold erasers, which we said was X. So we take the number of erasers plus the number of pencils, which we said was Y. And if I add how many erasers plus how many pencils, then it's going to give me the total number of packages that I sold. So there's our two equations. So that makes up our systems of equations. So we've done the first thing. It says to write the systems of equations. So we've done that part. Now we've got to solve it. So we're looking at just like we had before. Either we want our x's to eliminate or we want our y's to eliminate. You can choose whichever one you want. So if we wanted our x's to eliminate, then this would need to be a negative 2x. So it would go away. Well, what would I need to multiply this 1 by that's right here? I would need to multiply by a negative 2. And if I do it to one side, I got to do it to both sides. So when I multiply it here on this side, that would give me, I'm going to write down the first equation just like it is, 2x plus 5y is equal to 695. Then I'm going to multiply by a negative 2, so that would give me negative 2x minus 2y. And when I multiply by a negative 2 over here, because you got to do it to every single part of the equation, then I would get a negative, what's that, 440. Negative 440. I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. Okay, so when I put these together, the x's will eliminate. If that didn't happen, we need to go back and reevaluate our work. So we would have 3y is equal to, what do we get when we subtract here? 225? 255? It's 5, yeah. Okay, then we need to divide by 3. Divide both sides by 3. So y would be equal to, and 3 goes into 255. That was a loud cricket. So we got 8, that's 24. Subtract. So it goes into it 85 times. So we think that there are 85 pencils. We think. Now that's the number of pencils, so we're going to plug it back in, and one is generally easier than the other. So we plugged it in, and let's check and make sure it works. So if we had 85 pencils, and that was your y, then what could I add to that to give me 220? So you can subtract 85 from both sides. And so x would be equal to, so x is going to be equal to 135. So we think then if we have 85 pencils, the x is 135, we think that we should have 135 erasers. Let's double check and make sure that really would add back together and give me 695. So here, of course, you can always pull out your calculator to work with yours. Here, I'm going to change my pencil color to check my work. So we're trying to make sure that that will, $2 times 85. Oops, not 85. Our pencils, our erasers were 135. So $2 for our 135 erasers plus $5 for our 85 pencils. Now, when we add those together, hopefully we're going to get our $695. So if we double that, that's going to be 270 plus, what are we going to get here? That's going to be 40, and that would be 400, and then 25, so 425. When we add those together, that gives me 695. And that's what we wanted in our money. So, this is our answer. 85 pencils and 135 erasers were sold in the month of August. So, let's see. You've got a new try, yeah? You've got one that you need to go through. Remember my hint to come up with totals, if you can come up with totals here, and then be able to put together what would actually make the total of the $331.64 and the other total of 36 in there. So take a few minutes, work through that problem, check your work, and make sure that all of your work is correct there.